Okay, so this is a quick tutorial on this smart app lock. My sister just bought my niece and nephew twins some phones, and we want to try to protect them as best we can. I absolutely positively don't know what I'm doing, but I've spent hours fighting with this application, so I'm going to try to help you. When you go into it, you're going to see a lot of tabs. You're only going to really focus on two tabs. You're going to focus on the settings tab and the AppLock tab. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the AppLock tab. When you hit the AppLock tab, this is basically showing you a list of apps that you want your children to have access to or not to have access to. And you can come over here and you can't see it now, but before it was select all, and I could select them, but I've already done it, so that's why you can't see it now. So you select the apps that you want your children to have access to, or you don't want your children to have access to. You can check the camera, you could check this or not check that. It just all depends on what you're looking for. Sorry about that. I'm recording on a cell phone. Great. Okay, there we go. So after you've done that, you can go into the settings. This is a lot, but let me just break this down as simple as possible. This is where you're going to enter in your password, whether it be a gesture, 4 digits, or not. This is where you set up your password, and it's 2 places that you set up your password here. Your default settings. I don't think I messed with the default settings. I didn't mess with the lock screen. I did turn the observer on. That way, if somebody's trying to get into the device, the app will take a picture of them. Multiple passwords. I didn't fool with that, and I only really messed with remote control. Everything else in system lock. Everything else I pretty much didn't mess with. So I'm gonna go through this really quick. Password. You go into your password. You got your lock type. They're just basically telling you, do you want a pin? Do you want a pattern? What do you want? You choose what you want. After you choose what you want to come here and choose your password. You can put a password hint there. I did check this auto checking password because basically if that's checked, when the password is entered in correctly, it'll automatically let you into the app. You don't have to hit enter. That's all for right there. I didn't touch the default settings. I didn't touch the lock screen settings. Observer. You go into the observer. It's real simple. You basically turn it on. You turn it on or you turn it off. It's your choice. But like I said, it literally takes a picture of somebody trying to get into the device. Multiple passwords. I didn't really venture off into that. Here we go. Remote control. This is a test mode. So you go into remote control. Now, the remote control, it says, when I first got it, it says App Protect. And I put in the word, I put in the word lock. Just to kind of give it, okay, that's a little bit better. So the remote lock keyword, when you go into that, you're going to see the @ sign in the word protect. So as a test mode, I put in lock, L-O-C-K. And where it says lock all applications, you can go into that and you have the option of locking all of the applications or just locking the register applications. I put in all applications. Okay, and then you also have the App Protect, and I put in unlock. So to lock their phone, I will send a text message to the child's phone that says App Protect Lock. Send it to their phone, locks up everything. Because I have everything checked, but you may not want to. Then they come to me and they say, oh, Mom, Auntie, can you unlock my phone? I type in App Protect Unlock. It unlocks their phone. Okay, and that's basically what this remote control setting is explaining to you right there. Okay, so that was the remote control. That's how you remotely control locking the child's phone and unlocking the child's phone. Profiles, I think it's either if you have different children, more than one child, or I think it's if at certain times of the day you want them to have access, not now, certain times of the day, if you want them to have access to some apps, and other times of the day you don't want them to have access to some apps. I believe that's what that's for. System lock. I don't think I went into system lock. No, this is some additional settings. I didn't mess with system lock. And then you have home screen. I didn't mess with. Lock convenience is pretty cool. Basically what this is it allows you to set up a certain time that they're either cell phone locks, their Wi-Fi becomes, shuts down, or their Bluetooth shuts down. And you could set certain time frames for that. So I kind of like that. So basically, the only thing I've talked about is I've talked about the settings, the password, set that up twice in 2 spots. I turned on the observer so you can get a picture of your child if they're trying to be sneaky. The remote control. Those are the only settings that I did outside of selecting which apps I wanted them to have access to. Another thing that's important is this little dot right here on the right hand side. That dot can be read on your device, but when you download this app, you have to download it on both your child's phone or your child's device and your device. On your device, it could be red, meaning that it's not active. But on your child's device, you want to make sure that that dot is green, meaning it's active, meaning that the child cannot get into this app and mess you up and change settings. Okay, so that dot is very important. Another good app is Mighty Text. If you download Mighty Text on your device and your child's device, as long as you're in a Wi-Fi setting, everything that your child sends, pictures or whatever, is going to come on your device too. So you got Mighty Text, you got the smart AppLock, you have the K9 app, you have YouTube for kids. You have a variety of different things that you can do to try to protect your children from predators or protect your children from parts of the world. Okay, so when you get into the app, just remember it was settings. You worked on your password. You turned on the observer. I went into the remote control. Okay, that's pretty much those 2 check marks you see. That's for the observer and that's for the remote control. And then I chose which apps. That's pretty much all I did. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps some. I hope Mighty Text helps some. It was a confusing app for me. Please don't judge me too crucially because I am an amateur at this.